What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Tupperware, ticker TUP. It's been a while since I've given an update, so I want to go over some of the data points, what shorts are doing, and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is down 3.63%, a little low for volume right now. So 650,000 shares being traded, 2.9 million is the average. At the time of doing this video, there hasn't been any press releases, no SEC filings. The last being right here, so a Form 3 showing a new director is joined, and they did also match this with an 8K, just going over the election of a director and their compensation and things like that, which kind of was surprising because I think they actually earn $1,500 every hour, if I remember reading that correctly. Kind of crazy, but this is their compensation if I remember it correctly. Yeah, right here. So 1,500, definitely fairly good. I'm in the wrong business. But when it comes down to some of the data points, I'll go over a lot of the things. As far as today's volume, so 5,800 in calls being purchased versus 17,000 in puts. So based on this information today, at least, people are anticipating for it to trend down. And if we look over the 7-day, which I just recently had up, $379,000 in calls being purchased versus 539 in puts. So based on this and even just the broader trend, people are anticipating for it to continue to break down. And looking right here, if you are optimistic, this shows all the calls, the strike prices and everything else. Based on this, it is anticipated to go as high as around $3 by the end of next week, which isn't too bad. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. And when it comes down to options, this is just merely a sentiment, so it doesn't move the stock price. But if you are bearish, it is also vice versa anticipated to be as low as $1.50 by the end of next week. So kind of opposite extremes. And like I mentioned at the very beginning, with the lower volume, just big money isn't getting in. So the last transaction over $100,000 did occur on August the 18th. So like I mentioned, a little bit lower for that. And as far as this goes, so this is all the transactions on the dark pool. And there wasn't actually surprisingly any today so far. A couple yesterday, and the last being, I guess, September the 1st, 25th. But when it comes down to the dark pool, some people generally don't like it because it's linked to shorting. And even on a daily basis, almost 62.82% of the daily volume is redirected off of exchange to the dark pool. Today is a little bit lower, so 46.95%. But obviously you get what I'm saying. Just generally, I think the broader market is selling off. So there's no real reason to divert a lot of the selling off of exchange. So a lot of manipulation happening behind the scenes. But when it comes down to it, I'll give you an overview of what shorts are doing. So currently they are increasing 241,000 shares, 20.36% of the free float being shorted, 8.21 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 60.2%. So on a side note, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, as far as if you feel a squeeze can actually still occur with Tupperware, because I know that's why I did gain a lot of momentum, because technically, based on just the basic operations, the fair market value, as I brought up in the past, is $5.76, which based on the latest Morningstar report, they did reiterate that. So once again, you kind of have a lot of different conflicting things. The fact that it's trading at a very significant discount compared to even its kind of fair value right now. So let me know your thoughts on that. And on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as this, analyst ratings, forecast, everything under the sun, take a look at Interactive Brokers. It is completely free to have all this. So click on the link, play around, and yeah, has a lot of good information. But going back over here, looking at the Interactive Broker short availability, currently there is 700,000 shares available to be shorted. And one thing to note as well, so right now the short interest, which is a percentage of the free float, is almost 21%. But looking over here, the percentage free float on loan is only 16%. So that is a very, very clear indication that there is a significant amount of naked shorting occurring. And looking right here, this is all the failure to delivers. Massive, huge, like this is crazy stuff. So when it comes down to it, yes, on paper, Tupperware could potentially have a very good squeeze. One thing that definitely does need to do is provide operational updates, which has been quite a while. And I think this is also why institutions aren't necessarily getting in, because everyone and their dog are just waiting for Tupperware to provide some sort of updates. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And as far as where things might be going from here, with it being at $2.27, it is currently between this S1 and the pivot. So $2.03 is a very strong support, vice versa. $3.49 is a very strong resistance. Very big gap right here. So you have to anticipate there's going to be a lot of volatility, but based on the options activity, just lack of buying, I think it is fair to assume that it might actually be touching this S1 fairly soon. And if so, depending on what happens at the time and what the company comes out with, hopefully, then it'll bounce off of that and trend higher. But if not, then there's no real reason. It's just going to kind of retrace back to what it once was, looking right over here. So it was kind of in the 50-cent range prior to that. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, selling, what have you been doing, and what's your take on this? Do you think it should realistically be back at over here, so $5.76, so the fair market value, or do you think it does deserve to go back down to 50 cents? So what's your kind of take on all of this in the comments below? And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, even though Tupperware is going up, down, sideways, all over the place, take advantage of another broker. So I like to use interactive brokers for a lot of good information. But at the same time, I also like to use Moomoo because it has killer promos such as this. So this just started on September the 1st, completely free to sign up. Plus it also offers $0 commission, free level 2 trading. But if you throw $100 at this account, you get 5 free stocks. Each stock can be valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals out in the market. Take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also in the comments. With that said, I appreciate you all watching.